What's up, guys? How's it going? We're doing another unboxing showcase review, and here we have another G.I. Joe classified figure. We actually have the fan channel exclusive Sergeant Slaughter. Oh my god, I never thought we would be getting a Sergeant Slaughter in the G.I. Joe classified lines, only because we've had Sergeant Slaughter through Bobby Vala's Action Force line. So I had no idea, that the person, oh my god, I completely forgot his name, Sergeant Slaughter, was going to, perform or provide his rights over to G.I. Joe after Valaverse. Even so, still good to see that we're getting a G.I. Joe version of Sergeant Slaughter once again, but now in the classified line, which is amazing. So it's good to have differences, and I'm going to enjoy that. We're going to compare him with the Action Force version 1 that I have of Sergeant Slaughter, so we'll get to that during the comparisons. But to finally get a Sergeant Slaughter, here we have him in the box, and take a look at what comes in the box. My goodness, look at all the different hands, all of the accessories that you can see here. It is a 6.75-inch figure. That is a tall figure, but I'm glad to see a numerous amount of accessories, even though it's hands, which is great. It's great to have multiple hands for these figures, because we normally don't get multiple hands for the G.I. Joe classified lines. The thing about this is, of course, it's very minimal on accessories that what we're normally used to, because we normally see a backpack and items to hold inside the backpack, not inside but on the backpack. Here we're going to have a lot of accessories that he can wear definitely and hold, but he will be reduced to not being able to hold other accessories, which is perfectly fine. We're kind of used to that in the action figure realm, but with classified, sometimes we're just used to putting our accessories on the figure. So here we go. We're gonna take a look at this. I already cut open the tape. I always open my boxes from the bottom. You guys may already know that. And this is technically my first windowless packaging through G.I. Joe Classified. So this will be a first for us here. Here, it's a little different. We normally don't see it like this, but especially for Marvel Legends. But here we have Sergeant Slaughter encased here in not wire, but more of like a twine type paper rope, I guess. So there is that. And of course here we have a box that looks like a security casing, because it's got some a digital keypad here. Sergeant Slaughter, the number 53. Oh yeah, that was on the box, number 53. So not too bad. That looks pretty cool. Let's open these all up so we could see what's all inside. So inside the box, take a look at that. That's pretty cool. They got the accessories kind of not just thrown about in a bag, but some of them are actually lined up inside a cardboard encasing. I guess that's to protect it from any type of warping or bending that could possibly happen. See, look at that. They basically just cut out the inserts and put the accessory in and taped it up in there. So that's different for me, at least. I've never seen that before. These must be his sunglasses right here. And then that's pretty much it inside the bag. Then we have some items in here as well. So there you go. There you have it. Let's let me just kind of organize this a bit. All right, guys, there you go. There you have it. We have all the accessories here. It seems like a lot more than what you normally would see right on the box, but there we go. We have them all right here. We have Sergeant Slaughter. First thing is we have a little mini action figure, which is crazy, right? Isn't that crazy to see that? It is openable. Is that even a word? You can open it and you can take the card back out. Look at that. Can take the card back out, and you could take the little figure out as well. Man, am I... Oh yeah, I did it. I already did it. No, let's see. You got this tiny little Sergeant Slaughter. How crazy is that? Of course, so it's collector friendly packaging, I would say. Collector friendly packaging right there. That is wild to see a G.I. Joe action figure right there for Sergeant Slaughter. We do have his hat, and of course you can tell where the front of the hat is. Looks very nice. Looks like it'll form fit on his head right there. but very nicely well done. Sunglasses as well. Nice shimmer on the reflectiveness of the silver paint right there. And it's all just a brown plastic. This looks like a scope for the rifle right here. Scope, flashlight, something like that. And of course we have a clip or a magazine for the rifle. And here is the rifle itself. Just so you can see, there's some, it's all in black, and then of course it's painted brown in the handle. And right here, I forgot the name of that. I don't know weapons like that, so there is the handle part right there. We can insert the clip like so. At least I think like so. Is it warped a bit? Maybe, nope, there you go. Just couldn't get in there. Oh, it's a snug fit. And this, because there's a channel right up in here, I'm going to assume goes in like that. Here we have his baton. Here we have his whistle. It's just like, it looks like it's a brown rope type thing, but it's just a molded plastic. And of course the whistle is painted in gold. And his one set of hands, we have these open palm hands, grabby hands right there. Other set of hands, we have like trigger hands or gripping hands. And looks like we get pointing finger hand on each side, on the left and the right. But look at this sculpt. You can see the wrinkles in the hands and the nails. That's awesome. All right, let's take a look at the paint and sculpt, because this is really, really nice. They did a great job with Sergeant Slaughter. So paint and sculpt, look at the details in his head. Look at that digital print right there. It is amazing. They did a great job. You can even see a little bit of some pink where his lips are underneath the mustache. He's got that stern look with the sculpt in his eyebrows. Very, very nice. Nicely done. Hair is painted well. Not much in the sculpt with the hair, but you can see all the differences right there. So not too bad. That looks pretty good. The whole musculature of his body, you can see everything. They sculpted very nicely. His black tank top looks good. It even has a texture to it. And of course you can see the musculature and the sculpted lines of the clothing. Looks really good. Arms sculpted nicely too. There's some vein work and some musculature all sculpted in there as well. He's got these wristbands. They're all painted nicely. They're all black. Some of it's kind of missed a bit. You can see that right here because it was painted black. And then we have the pants. The pants, these pants look the same, almost like Outback. They almost look like Outback's pants, to be honest. I could be wrong. There could be some, there might be some differences, but I know the knees, they look the same. We'll take a look at that anyway. But it's got a nice camo color right there. The belt, the white belt and the buckle, it's nicely painted, but there are some misses here. You can see some of the white paint didn't get on, and you can see the green kind of peering out. It's also in the back too. You can see some of that as well. So it's not too bad, but it's all right. You can see that going on there. Boots look good too. Boots are all just painted green, but at least they changed it up by adding this black to the heel and to the toe. So that's nice to see some differences there. Let's go over articulation. So with the head in, he doesn't have, we don't have to have him wear his hat, but we can put his hat on so you could see if it has any hindrance to it. He can look, wow, he can look pretty much all the way up. He can look down a little bit, I think, because he's got a ball peg, and yeah, he can look down. That's pretty well. He can, of course, rotate side to side. The neck is also one to have articulation, but it's not a lot. It doesn't give you much. and you can kind of rotate his head and kind of give some expression right there. So that does help with the articulation. He does have a butterfly joint. It's not much though. From what you can do, I mean, you can see here, I can barely move forward unless I really, yeah, if I push it hard enough. You heard that click, right? So you can get a little bit, but it's not a lot. It's nice to have. It's definitely nice to have it there. So we'll give that a pass. He's got an upper bicep swivel. He's got double jointed elbows, but it's pinned. Isn't that crazy? It's pinned, probably because these are Roadblocks arms. That's probably why, considering the size. But we do have pinned arms. At least it's all one color, so that's a good sign. He does have his ab crunch, which he can go forward and he can go back that far. And I love, of course, we have that rocking joint right there for the waist, which we can do a lot of maneuvering, which is awesome. I love that. We do have drop down hips. We have the upper thigh cut. We have the double jointed knees as well. So wow, that's a lot of range right there. So that's pretty good. And it's pinless, so we don't have to worry about that. And we do have a boot cut, which is very nice to see. We have our ankle. That's a lot of range right there. And of course it does pivot. So very, very nice to see some good articulation on a very large figure. So with accessories, we do have the hat on. The glasses, though, might be a little bit of an issue. I think we're going to have to put the glasses on first because we need to have these over his ear. And I'm not sure if it will sit very well. I mean, it's almost the same like Valiverse, where you're going to have to make sure it sits. At least his ears jet out just enough for it to sit. And that does work nicely. It does sit nicely. Does it come off? It's pretty good. And if we put the hat on, that's where my concern is, because we're going to apply pressure and it might smush just enough. But if you do, it may hold it in place without falling out. So, oh, that actually looks really good. So there you go. You can have him wear his hat and his glasses and not fear as much as that where they might fall out. Since he has his fisted hands on, which is his fourth set of hands that I probably did not mention, we're going to have to change that out because we want him to see how he's going to hold his weapons. Okay, a little scary, but these are very, very long pegs. And when I was pegging them in, I thought I bent it, but it didn't happen. It just turned the articulation of there. So just be mindful of that. No, don't apply too much pressure because you may bend it. But I put a trigger finger hand on his right so I could try to insert right like so. And let's see if we can get that trigger finger inside. Wow, it seems like this handle is much smaller. But we're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. There we go. There we go. Made it work. So the hand fits nicely on, and I grabbed his grabby hand to maybe see if we can have him hold it the right way. His hand looks so much bigger. But I think that does work. That does work. Oh, his hat came off. Well, I didn't even notice. So we can have him hold the weapon like he should. So that's pretty cool. We could do it like that. Very nice. Very, very nice. I forgot his whistle. Can you believe that? I forgot to put on his whistle. I don't even know if this can fit over his head. Or if I have to actually take his head off. Nope, it can fit over his head. So let's put his whistle on there. And it just lays over. So it kind of looks like it floats. So that's okay. I guess that's okay. I can work with that. Let's put his glasses back on just because I like those glasses on Sergeant Slaughter. There we go. That makes it look really good. But then we have a baton. So this baton, unfortunately, I mean, we have the baton. We could use it for many different things, but that's okay. It's all right. I like him when he's holding his weapon and he's going into action like so. So there you have it. So in comparison, I have Roadblock here, and it is the exact same arms. That is true. He has the exact same arms, so that's where the pins are coming from. Legs and everything are different, but in terms of size, they're practically the same height. So I think, yep, this is the same torso as well. So this whole upper body is the same as Roadblock's. And here we have Outback. So from what I could tell, the knees are the same. That's why I thought that these were almost like similar to Outback's legs. But these are completely different legs. I think these might be new legs because I don't think we have anyone like that. But the kneecaps are the same because it's the same knee pads, as you can see here. Of course, Outback is definitely shorter than Sergeant Slaughter. So as you can see here in terms of height, because you can see the shoulder lengths between the two. But there's a good comparison of a regular sized G.I. Joe. Here we have him next to a Mythic Legion Orc. Almost, they're practically the same size. And considering his size, I figured I'd take out a Storm Collectibles figure because they're normally a 7 to 8 inch scale. And this is Tyrus Flare from the Golden Axe series. And she is definitely taller than Sergeant Slaughter. You can see that right there. But I just figured I'd compare the height sizes. And here we have him next to a Marvel Legends Vulcan. And especially this Vulcan is a brand new body. Sergeant Slaughter is definitely taller than this Vulcan body, considering that this Vulcan body is one of the taller figures and is newer in the Marvel Legends line. So here we have him next to the Action Force Sergeant Slaughter. Definitely a big difference between the two. This Sergeant Slaughter on Action Force, more, I guess you can say, on the realistic version of a Sergeant Slaughter versus an animated version of a Sergeant Slaughter. They still look great, especially when you put them together or put them with their respective licenses. They still look really good. I mean, they're two different people, to be honest with you. That's how I feel they are. I love this Sergeant Slaughter from Multiverse. It's a great looking figure, and it's so modular. You can change it up with so many of the different looks that I've actually made this Sergeant Slaughter look like this one when I did my review on him. So I liked the fact that we can do that with Sergeant Slaughter. So nice to see the differences in comparison, and I like them both. All right, guys, there you have it. There is my review on Sergeant Slaughter. What an amazing figure for the G.I. Joe Classified line. Very, very glad I was able to pick this one up. I hope you were able to get one as well, because he is a great addition to your G.I. Joe Classified line. But let me know what you guys think. I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment to let me know what you guys think about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Hope to see you soon. Hope to see you on the next hunt.